All right. Do you want to get ready to talk about the third Thor film?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the 60th anniversary talk of Thor. I hope it was a very educational. I can't talk today. Oh my god, I'm too excited for today. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the 60th anniversary podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was hopefully a very educational history of Thor and the Norse mythology. I'm so happy we talked about this. I'm so happy I have someone that knows about this. Will, and that's kind of cool. So now, everyone, click off this podcast. We're going to have a spoiler talk on the third Thor film, Thor Ragnarok, directed by Taika Waititi, and of course stars again Chris Hemsworth and Loki. So, Will,
hmm
I so obviously we're like downhill with Thor, right? The second Thor film, Thor: Dark World was awful. Um,
hmm
it. I mean, I don't remember anything, but whatever. And of course, his other appearance, of course, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Not a bad film. I think it was the weakest appearance of Thor.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't. It wasn't. I think the right movie, or it just didn't have a engaging storyline for Thor, unfortunately, which is sad. Um,
hmm
but it did have my favorite moments of Thor. I love his comedy bits there. Um, I still always crack up on Thor faking his struggle with Ultron, and it's like I'm running out of words.
hmm Yeah, that was
uh,
good.
oh god, that one was funny. Oh my god, I love that. And um, oh my god, and the elevator like is worthy is
hmm
still funny. Oh my god, there's comedic moments with Thor I really enjoyed. Um, so obviously, prior to Phase Three, like we didn't know where they're gonna go after Thor: Dark World opened in 2013. It did well in the box office. It did outcross the first Thor film, but
hmm
it was critically not great with so many people. It was definitely Iron Man 2 level, but far worse than Iron Man 2, I would say.
Yeah, it was almost um, the first Marvel movie to not get the like certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
No.
It like barely like I'm pretty sure they like fudged the numbers a bit to get it over that. Like
Yeah.
uh yeah,
66 is that right now. I
all
remember.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Uh I
Yeah.
remember when it was coming out and they were like all the reviews were coming in. It really felt like it was going to be Marvel Studios' first critically panned,
Oh
not
yeah.
panned, but like not
Yeah.
successful film.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um
yeah, which I mean, it's insane that it took until 2021 for that to happen. But uh,
it's
for like,
weird like Eternals did it. But
yeah,
mm, I don't know. I I get why Eternals get it because it feels not like a Marvel movie. I
yeah, no, I
I
remember when we were talking about it after we saw Eternals, but yeah, I felt very similarly watching Thor 2 and the Eternals in that they were very like middle of the road. Like
mm,
there wasn't anything that I was like super excited about for either
mm,
of them. But
well,
Thor 2 at least still felt like a blockbuster, like a Marvel movie.
ooh, I had to disagree with that. I think Eternals was more of a blockbuster than that second film. I felt it was like a TV movie. Like I I don't know.
I
It
just
was
mean from like a an entertainment
yeah
perspective.
yeah.
Like Thor 2
Okay,
was
okay.
like quippy and there were like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That movie's you know when you're in trouble when they were using the jokes to cover up its thin plot.
hmm
So I mean it was I mean it's that bad I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well, I think Eternals is a better movie.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I understand.
yeah.
I don't know.
Thor
It's
2 felt like an underwhelming roller coaster, whereas the Eternals felt like a mildly interesting lecture.
mm, yeah,
Like
yeah, that's true.
and when you go to see a Marvel movie, you want to go on a roller coaster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think yeah. I'm looking at the Thor. Yeah, it was like the lowest rated MCU film on Rotten Tomatoes until Eternals. So
Hmm.
I mean, it's kind of impressive that from 2013 to 2021 they were able to fix a lot of things about the Thor Dark World problem and like try to like not to try again in their other films, which I mean impressive, I would say. Um, and getting back to like the announcement of this Thor, the third Thor film, Thor Ragnarok. Um, 2014 was the year when they actually announced the Phase 3 films slate, right?
Hmm.
And obviously it got changed over time. But when they announced the title, were you excited for it, or were you like hesitant? Um,
Um, I mean, like my first association was with like the myth of Ragnarok, which like
okay.
for a third movie, I was like, yeah, end of the world, end of the trilogy. That makes sense. And then I started to get a little worried about it when I was reading about Ragnarok from the comics, which was like a
Hmm.
robot clone of Thor, and I was like, that's gonna be a weird movie.
Yeah. Oh,
And then it turns out it was closer to the mythological one, which was good.
yeah. That one, I think they did that I because it was around the same time Civil War happened. Because that was the one that killed the one of the young Avengers, like uh, was a stature, the not the casty one, but the other one. But
Hmm.
yeah, so that was the one. Like he was the big one that killed someone, and the poison sigh and all that. So Thor was in Civil War. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that in the movies. That'd be very weird. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so obviously, for me, I was just waiting to see what they're gonna because I know Anna Taylor, the Thor Dark World director, didn't want to return because obviously the
Yeah.
you know the second film's projection was not going well, and it was just again a problem where it was like it wasn't going right, and obviously Loki and the reshoots and all that was just was too much for him. And so
Hmm.
I am trying to look at where, yeah, so like after the announcement of the film, it was pretty quiet until 2015. That's where we got the new release date because this one was supposed to come out in I think in July of 2017. But of course, when the Spider-Man deal came out, or was formed, when we now have Spider-Man in the MCU, Spider-Man Homecoming took over the July 2017 release date, and Thor went into the November 3rd, 2017 release date that was supposed to be Black Panther. So that got pushed in 2018,
Hmm.
February. So, and then afterwards, so that was like the major thing. And then October 2015, we got our new director, of course, Taika Waititi. And I want to kind of get into, did you seen any Waititi's films prior to Thor?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was a huge fan of his film What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my God, I love that movie. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's so good. And then yeah, I'm also I love all of his movies. He's one of my favorite directors.
Mm-hmm.
Hunt for the Wilder People. Um, he's great and very touching. Boy is really good.
Mm.
Yeah, I love
Jojo
Taika
Rabbit.
Waititi. Yes, yeah, it came
Yeah,
out after this movie, but yeah,
yep, it's
um,
good. Yeah.
yeah, um,
Oh
huge
my.
fan. Did he also work on Flight of the Conchords? I feel like he
Yes, he did.
directed a few
He,
episodes. Yeah,
yeah, because he's
so
a fan.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a fan of the what was the guy who's
I mean,
in the
there's just two of them, but there's
yeah
a
two of
Brett
them.
McKenzie and Jermaine Clement.
Jimmy Kermit. He's a friend
Yeah,
of him. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's
they're all friends. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the New Zealand comedy scene. So,
oh
uh,
I yeah. I
yeah,
love I love Chemist because he's like the first one of the group I saw. He was
hmm
in Man in Black 3, and
yep.
he's in Legion, of course. And I'm surprised he hasn't been a Marvel movie with Waititi. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
maybe soon.
Just imagine it. Imagine the glorious. Anyway. Oh wow, that's cool because my first experience with this, it was not a movie, but like I didn't recognize him. He was in the Green Lantern film. Um,
Oh, let's see.
yes, I forget. Obviously, what he is an actor, and he's also great as actor. I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
And I forgot he was in Green Lantern. He played right Hell's friend. Who's from the comics as well, and it's funny to that was my first exposure to him. I didn't see any of his films afterwards. So
Mhm,
like How Do the Showers is my first Waititi film I saw, and then
mhm.
Jojo Rabbit. And so
Yeah.
yeah, and then the rest I need to uh, get to watching it
Mhm,
later and fast because I really like Waititi as a director, and I think he has definitely and it's kind of interesting. I'm looking at the directors that were under curation before him.
mhm.
Ruben Fleischer, um, he's that director that did the two Zombieland films. He did
Okay.
Venom, uh, which is thank God he didn't get this. And then the other person that was also consideration was Letterman, who did Gulliver's Travel 2018, the first Goosebumps film from 2015, and the recent Pokemon Detective Pikachu film.
Okay. That's the only one of those that I've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hold on. I seen the first Goosebumps. It's actually not that bad. It's good. It's a good Jack Black film. And then the last one was this guy's name Russian Thumper, whatever. He's well known of Dodgeball, the true underdog story. He did the We're the Millers, and he's like now well known for like the Dawson, uh, the Rock collaboration. So he did like Central Intelligence, Red Notice, and Skyscraper. So anyway,
Mhm.
so I mean, unlike you, Will, I think I was like, okay, sounds interesting. The director, um, I think the same time they mentioned how the Hulk was coming into the movie. That was where I was getting a little excited for the film.
Mhm.
When I heard that Mark Ruffalo is coming back, and because after Age of Ultron, it was like, okay, where are you going to take this character after, you know, because we still didn't have the solo Hulk films because of the Universal like contract and all that. Um, so were you excited to see Hulk again in the Thor film, and like was that part also exciting? Hearing that news.
Yeah, I was glad to see him in something that wasn't an Avengers movie.
Yes, I agree.
Um, just yeah, something to let him have a little more focus, even if it wasn't like a solo film, you know.
Yes, yeah. And I think this time around they mentioned how like this is where we mentioned like Planet Hulk that was going to be mixed to the storyline of Ragnarok, which is cool.
Hmm
And I think we got the announcements of like Hela and Valkyrie being in the film, and I think yeah, like Boulder. This is another Warriors 3 character. Boulder the Brave was supposed
hmm
to be in the film, but I guess he kind of unfortunately got cut out from the script, and Bay Ray Will was also considered until he got cut out. So but I think I was not excited until they dropped the teaser trailer with the Anchorman song from Led Zeppelin. That was where I was so pumped for the film, and I think that changed my mind. It's like, oh, okay, we got something here, pretty cool, and it just felt different. Like the trailer just helped me felt more confident with the film because I mean, because when you have the title Ragnarok, you feel like they were doing yet again the problem I didn't like about Thor: The Dark World was trying to be too serious. But then the trailer showed how it was going to be this 80s like rock symphony, like Flash Gordon journey, which was so much better. And I think this trailer was such a like it's probably one of my favorite superhero trailers of all time. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love the Immigrant Song.
Oh my god, it's my favorite. Oh god, oh my god, I was surprised the Guardians didn't do that, but then just doing a Thor, it makes sense.
No, it was written for
Yeah,
something like this. Yeah, I mean, it's literally referencing Norse mythology.
Yeah, yeah, and oh my god, it's so great. And now getting to the movie, I want to kind of get into. I think this is probably the best like recourse for a film franchise I've seen. I since maybe the Bond films or like since the X-Men films, like like First Class was a good recourse for that that franchise, especially after the Last Stand and Origins Wolverine. Like this was a big like just course correct. I think Taika Waititi just did such a good job of taking this film and the character Thor into new heights and making like bold decisions and ambitious decisions as well for the character to grow. And I think that was been the big problem with his previous MCU outings. Like we were just constantly we're kind of still doing that, like regurgitating what's the word re like re
regurgitating.
Yeah, like the arc of the Thor character and his universe. Like the Rainbow Bridge was such a big deal, like for it to be broken and then get rebuilt out of the bloom in the second film was like, what is going on here? It's like,
yeah,
I just and now there's a couple of things it's not strong in this third Thor film, but it's kind of impressive that Taka like just kind of like makes me kind of forget those eras of flawed, like the Warriors 3 Death and some of the the comedy kind of overlapping the drama, but like it doesn't distract me because I'm just having a great time with the Thor Ragnarok, like from beginning to end. Wait, what's your overall opinion of this movie, Will?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it was like a necessary revitalization for the character. I do wish that it paid a little more like respect to the first two films. It seems like they were really quick to just like cast aside a lot of things from the first two movies. But no, I think it like really gave a new burst of energy into the franchise that was kind of treading water. So
yeah, I mean it's I feel sympathy for what TD like. I don't know how could you address the two Thor the first two Thor films and satisfy them with the fans, I think he had to do what he had to do to get the ball rolling, which is very impressive. I will say, like if it was someone else directing it, I think it could completely hurt your experience of watching this film, you know?
Hmm.
But some reason Watiti's just direction and just just timing of comedy just works for somehow. Like it just it shouldn't work, but it works for somehow, you know?
Hmm.
Um but I will say the thing that made me very confident right away was the opening of Surtur and Thor. Like like already you knew the comedy was kicking in, but when they start, you know, doing the immigrant song, like okay, we're doing something different, and it right away made me feel comfortable afterwards.
Hmm.
That whole like whole thing, because I was like, oh, and I was so happy. Like Surtur looks like Surtur, like it felt like a comic book movie. That was something
Hmm.
else I like about when we get through this film. I really love that Watiti just first love for Kirby esque designs. Like this is my favorite like comic book like production design. Like just everything feels like a Kirby, which I
Yeah.
love. Like even Hela's like entry into the movie, like her portal that is green, like it's from the comics. It's so cool. I really appreciate Watiti just going the effort to make it feel like a comic book movie.
Hmm.
Through
Yeah. Yeah. This movie really stepped up on the color palette and just the
yeah,
yeah.
oh
It
my
really uh, all of the Marvel movies up to this point were starting to like look the same as well as
hmm
feel the same,
hmm
and this one
yeah.
really stepped out and had its own voice.
And in Guardians Volume 2, I want to mention the Guardians in this.
Yeah,
So
I would say
there.
Guardians was like the first example, um, and then this
Yeah.
one took it a step further.
Oh, oh my
Yeah,
god, it did. Yeah, the place was it oh my god, how am I forgetting that? Sakaar, right?
oh Sakaar, yeah.
Yeah, Sakaar. Um best like city like focus I ever seen for a film. Like you know, like I do miss the time where we just create like sets and cities, and like because we always do the location thing. Like I'm pretty excited to see, you know, I don't want to make this the Batman podcast, but like I'm excited to see like Matt Reeves and his interpretation of Gotham City
Hmm.
and what he did for the, you know, the signs of it, like because it looks so much like a an Arkham Gotham City sign. And here just seeing Sakaar and with the bright bold colors and the Kirby-esque design statues you see in the comic panels, it's
Hmm.
so works in live action, and I love it. Like oh my god, like what is it, the Hulk's room?
Hmm.
It's so red, but like it's so vibrant. I love it. It's
Yeah,
just oh my god.
yeah.
And
Everything pops off the screen. It's great.
yeah, and I love the creature designs here. Like they look so unique,
Hmm.
which is cool. Oh my god. Um, let's get into characters. Let's get into Thor because I think that will be important. Obviously, I think Chris Hemsworth is a great actor. I seen the female Ghostbusters, or when we see, you know, Hemsworth does comedic stuff. He is funny. I think
Hmm.
he's a funny actor, and I think he knows how to deliver comedy. And I think this third Thor film does this so good. He's so funny in this film, like
Hmm.
every time. I think my finally I could discuss the snake joke. Oh my god, when Hench like Thor talks about like the time when Loki tricks him about this like the snake, and like he was fascinated by the snake. Oh my god, Hemsworth's delivery of it is so great and funny, and Waffle's reaction to it is like it's so funny. Oh my god, Hemsworth did such a good job delivering that line. I love the gag. My second gag from Hemsworth is so good. Is him throwing the ball out the window. You think the ball gonna like hit it and like it goes out, but instead it bounced back and hit him. It oh my god, and I just love how he gets back and is like, nope, I'm fine. Oh my god, he's great, and the emotional scenes, despite being overtaken by the comedy, I think Hemsworth does a really good job of bringing the you know the emotional scenes right on time. Like
Hmm.
when he starts to get the lightning to like come out at
Hmm.
to to get Hela out of his his way. I think that really works. Like I think he does really great job. Like it shows how great he is as a dramatic actor and a comedy actor as well. What do you think about Hemsworth's performance in this film? I think it's great. I think it's his best one since the first Thor film.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hemsworth is best when he's allowed to be comedic.
Mm,
Um,
true, true.
and yeah, this movie is it was like the first example of him like really stretching those muscles. I guess Ghostbusters would have truly been the first one, but I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Ghostbusters.
The
Um, the
2016 one.
yeah, the 2016 one. Obviously, I've
Mm,
seen
mm.
the original, but yeah, just allowing him to like you know loosen up and like really lean into the comedic aspects. Really, you could tell that it like excited him and got him like into the role again, and that shines through.
Yes. And most importantly, it was a Thor film. Like we gave Thor things to do, and like
Mhm.
not
It wasn't a Loki movie.
yeah, exactly. Because every time we see this film, like I forget that Loki's in this movie. Which is shocking to say.
Yeah,
Like,
which like he's great in it, but yeah, he's
yeah,
not the focus this time.
yeah, and because this is the first time in a Thor film, like they were not dependent on Loki, which is great. And but at the same time, I think Waititi did a really good job of continuing the strengths of the Loki and Thor relationship. Like it's
Hmm.
still important into this film. Like especially when we get into Avengers Infinity War, it's important because of how it's going to affect Thor in the future. And I think kudos for Waititi to really continue the relationship of Thor and Loki's brother relationship because it's very important in this film. And I just like that I think the thing I like about it felt like a brother film.
Hmm.
Like we're dissecting the relationship and like finally make it like in the story because I didn't like how the first two Thor films, it was like either like we were back and forth. Like the first Thor film was like a Thor film, but then in the second Thor film, it was a Loki film. It's like no, like it has to be Thor film, but keep Loki as essential. And this
Hmm.
film did that so well,
Yeah.
which I love. Ugh. But I think Tom Hiddleston did a really great job in Loki in this film. I love his costume. Like this the one towards the end where it's green. I love it. It's so just vibrant with the green. I just and he's keeping it performance is great. I love when he it's Anthony Hopkins, but when we meet
Hmm.
when
Yeah.
he sees Thor again, he's like, "Oh shit!" It's
Yeah.
so I guess to me, it's like, "Oh my son Thor, he's here." Oh my god, it's oh my god, it's a great way to know Loki is still himself. Oh my god, the play there is awesome. It's one of the best. Oh my god, like and seeing Matt Damon as Loki, that's God. Oh my god, that
Yeah, they're doing that again in the next one, and I'm looking forward to that
yes.
scene.
Oh my god, Melissa McCarthy's gonna be Hela.
Yep.
Oh my god, yes. God. Speaking of Hela, another great thing about this third film was the villain. So, I mean, Manakith was not a great villain the second film, and I felt really bad for what's his name, Christopher Eccleston.
Hmm.
Getting Cate Blanchett in a Marvel movie was exciting, and it did not disappoint. I was very happy to see her in a Marvel movie, and um, of course, last week we did the top 10, and Hela was in
Mhm.
my well, she was my number 10.
Mhm.
I can understand she wasn't developed enough in this film. Like she was underdeveloped in this film, and but I think her performance and just her just overall commitment to this movie just helped to remember this villain, because
Mhm.
that was the problem with the second film, was the villains were just so unmemorable, and I think she did everything that was right for a villain. What do you think about Hela in this movie?
Yeah, I think she's great. I mean, I think when we were doing our top 10, she wasn't in my top 10, but she was in
Mm.
like just below the top 10.
Was it
Um,
14? I remember.
I don't remember.
Oh,
It was in the
that's,
teens though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it was around there.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was in the section of like villains that I liked. They just weren't in the top 10. But
Mm,
yeah, um, yeah, I love like yeah, I love Cate Blanchett's performance as Hela. Um, you can tell that she's enjoying herself, and
yeah.
and yeah, I love the costume design.
Yes.
Um, yeah, she is very like intimidating in the movie as well, especially like just her ruthlessness in the beginning as she's taking over Asgard.
Yeah. Oh man. When yeah, like when she does the comic book, like what was it, like headband she has,
Hmm.
not her natural hair, and that looks so creepy.
Yeah.
And when she Chuck holds Thor at the end, when she cuts the eye off, like that was brutal. And it's just, I mean, she's not fully punches, which I like. That's one reason I like about Hela, is that like she is a true villain, and I really appreciate that. And
Hmm.
like a superhero film, and thank God. And you're right, the costume is amazing. It's straight out of the comics, and I was so happy about that. And it's
Hmm.
just, um, and oh my gosh, she's frightening as well, and she's great in brunette. She's
Hmm.
blonde, and it's funny to see her brunette in this movie. It's pretty cool. Um, I think there's what else to say about her? I think she's a great villain. I think she's definitely the tier villain, but not like top villain in terms of the MCU discussion, but like she's a tier villain, I think, and I think you're
Hmm.
right about that, Will. And then getting to like the other major character, we mentioned earlier, Hulk. I like things about the Hulk here. I think this is Mark Ruffalo's funniest role. He's
Hmm.
good at the comedy here. But I don't like what we do with the character afterwards. But here, I think it was acceptable here. I think Waititi did a good job of balancing the Hulk stuff and all that.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of funny to see Hulk talking and
Yeah,
and
I
he,
liked it.
you
Yeah,
liked it? Okay,
yeah, I like when Hulk's a little more vocal.
okay. I I don't mind it. I mean, it works here. I will say. I think it works here than some of the other I seen in the cartoons or whenever he starts talking. But I will say he looks great in this film, Hulk. I think the CGI really step up. In this film, I think Hulk looks great in this film. He like you see Waffle's face, but like he feels like still the Hulk we seen in the first two Avengers films.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I will say my favorite line from Hulk. He apparently has 7 PhDs. He required.
Hmm.
It's just funny to hear. Is like, oh, I, I got 7 PhDs. I'm like, wow. Can you retain multiple? I think you answered this before, Will, right? Like you say, yeah,
I you can. It's
okay,
a lot of work and it's completely unrealistic for someone to get like more than two, let alone seven.
he's seven. I
Because it's years of work.
I
and
yeah.
research and going through like yeah, it's
Okay,
yeah,
because
comic book characters having multiple PhDs is just like a relic from writers in the like 50s and 60s who had no idea how PhDs worked and wanted to just quickly convey that a character was smart.
yes, that's true.
Um, yeah,
I don't care because I like the way he did it, and it's funny.
yeah.
Oh my god, it was funny. And then of course, with T copying the Incredible Hulk drop and just seeing was a Hulk, Banner dropping to the Rainbow Bridge and like almost
Hmm.
dead. It's
Hmm.
so funny. I mean, it's just wow. I never expect that. So yeah, I think Hulk is great here. Not as bad as what Infinity War and Endgame does to that character, but whatever.
Hmm.
Um, who else? Oh, um, I guess lastly, the major character, we got a new character introduced here is Valkyrie. I think Tessa Thompson is a great actress.
Hmm.
I love her in the Kree films and the other films I seen her. I'm trying to figure out what other film besides this and the Kree films, but I
Um,
think um, do you
I
know?
saw her in passing last year. That was good.
Oh yes, I was meaning to.
Annihilation. She was in.
Yes,
Sorry to bother you.
that one's great. That's a good one. Oh my
Yeah.
god. But yes, Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie, I think she was a great addition. One of the best Thor female characters we have. I will say the female characters of Thor was underused, or they were way overused. Uh,
Hmm.
Dorsey and Jane, but whatever. But I think Valkyrie was a great addition. It's what I want to see Lady Sif to be, and Valkyrie just was that character. And was very happy that she survived in the Infinity War, and she was in Endgame, which is great.
Hmm.
And yeah, what do you think about Tessa Thompson in this film?
Yeah, she's great. I really liked Valkyrie in this movie.
Yep,
I
yep.
thought she played off Thor and Hulk very well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I love that.
and yeah, I'm glad she's going to be in future movies too.
Yes. Speaking of uh, Thor and Hulk, I do like her the gag of not recognizing uh, Banner
Mm.
was the Hulk. I love that. That I always love that. That's funny. The yeah, and her costume design is really great. I like that she had like an arc that would just made sense, and I really appreciate that. Because it was way more engaging than what Jane had to do in both films, and just
Hmm.
or any other female character in a superhero film does. I think her arc just made sense. I like how she was kind of in the downward, and like she was kind of heading into that redemption, and I like how we didn't force that, and so like she had the opportunity to take that, and she did. So I really like that. Speaking, I totally forgot. I don't know why I forgot about this, but Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster.
Oh yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, there's another character we had to talk about. I forgot that he was like another antagonist. That's another thing. I think this film did a good job of handling two villains. Well, like Black Panther, and I think I love Grandmaster. Jeff Goldblum is amazing. I love him as an actor. Uh, I think he just adds everything about this film that is so great. Like this car thing is great. I love he was the lady who's like a recurring traveler with Wati.
yeah.
I forgot her name. I'm so sorry.
The actress's name is Rachel House,
Okay, Rachel
and the
Hass.
character's name is Topaz.
Topaz. Yes, the chief enforcer. I love when she say the escaped prisoners and like he's like no, I don't like that the people who has no jobs.
It was
What was it? What is it?
slave. It's she calls them slaves,
Right. And
and
then
then he says prisoners with jobs.
prisoners with jobs. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for correcting me that because I knew I was missing something. Yes. Prisoners with jobs. Oh my God. Love that. Oh my God. And then when Thor does the, like, he say, God of Thunder, he's like, oh, sparkles. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jeff Goldblum, he's amazing. I love him in this role.
I mean, yeah, I love him in anything. Have you seen The World According to Jeff Goldblum on Disney Plus?
Oh no. Is it great?
I love it. Like if you like Jeff Goldblum, you like the show because it's just him uh like being out in the world and being fascinated by everything and everyone that he sees. If you like Jeff Goldblum and his like brand of like quirkiness, then yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow. Okay. I definitely need to check that out because I love him. He's funny in the interviews and oh
Hmm.
my God, he's just awesome.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Um but yeah. Oh my God. What other funny moments of Grandmaster I like? I oh my God. I
Um, that like birthday song that plays in his like
yes.
ship that gets
Chef.
stuck in my head a lot.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Yes, that is so like insane. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's just so funny, funny, funny. Oh my God. Oh God. Grandmaster. He's awesome. Great character. Uh well, and then there's other characters like the Waititi one that he plays. I forgot
yep,
this
Korg.
what's Korg and Meek.
Mm,
I love them. I think they were good characters. I'm surprised we brought them back.
me too.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
uh,
yeah.
yeah. Um, but I guess I mean they were popular enough. I think I I mean, of course, wait, was it? He was trying to rebel. Story is so funny.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Oh man, the humor in this movie, like a lot of Marvel movies, the humor doesn't quite land, but this one, it's like
mhm,
hit after hit. Like, I mean, it's Taika Waititi, so of course it is. But yeah.
yeah. It's just the comedy timing is so good.
Hmm.
And just the hour is right. Like, I think, like, I don't know, oh man, I, I think because Waititi does a good job of combining the weirdness and conventional comedy into
Hmm.
one, and it just works, you know?
Hmm.
Like, because sometimes when you do like conventional comedy, like, like the M films have like these very like conventional comedy, like TV comedy. If you just do that, then it just doesn't make you funny. Like you're not funny enough like
Hmm.
that. If you do mix the TV comedy to something more like gun level, then I think you're getting me into the film. So, but I don't know. I think what he's just adding the edge, like the edge and like grotesque into conventional and modern filmmaking is just works so well. Like I don't know, like it just works somehow in this film for me. So, uh, but yeah, the humor is great. I mentioned my favorite joke and gag is the snake thing. It still gets to me every time. It's just oh my god, so funny.
Hmm. Yeah.
What's your favorite gag and joke in this film? Like
Um,
I
I
trying to.
think when the Grandmaster like melts that one guy.
Oh yes. Oh my god, out of nowhere, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
think I
And
yeah.
he like yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. It just comes out of nowhere, but it's just funny.
Mm. And I
I
love how like aggressive Topaz is in that scene. She's like
well, yeah, Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a great character. I like
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that actress is great.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, I was so sad she died. I was like, I really wish she came back and
Mhm.
and be evil. But yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Thor. Oh god. Yeah. That. Yeah. I think that's also funny. Okay. I guess let's get into nitpicks because despite this film was great and I really like this film. And I mean, all of us love this film. What were some of the negatives, or just maybe just not things that didn't work for this film? You mentioned before the not picking up the first like what would you say with the first two Thor films? Like not try to like
Yeah, it felt like it was trying too hard to distance itself from the first
Mhm.
two.
Right.
Like it took things, it's like anything that was from the first two movies, it tried to like keep at arm's length. And it even like, I don't know, it just didn't treat them with respect. Like just with how like quick they were to kill off the Warriors 3, who are characters that we've had in um multiple films, and then they're killed like I, I I don't
Like
think, I think only Hogan gets a line before he's killed.
well, no, he doesn't have
No,
a line, but like he has like this grand like
I'm saying I think he's the only one
yeah, yeah, he
that
has the one
speaks
line.
before he's killed. I think
No, no, no.
Volstagg.
Volska says something. When Hela
Okay.
says like he does like that like halt while you're here, like that. But then they get like stabbed by Hela's
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
the point is that they're mowed down instantly, and like these are characters that like we knew. You'd think
Yeah.
you'd like treat that as more of a moment at
Um,
least.
I I will little disagree with you. They do that with Volska and Vendel. Like they just like oh, we're done with them. Hogan was weird. Like
No,
they gave him like this long like
yeah, no, I said he was the only one that had like a moment.
okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, my fault. I didn't understand what you were saying. My fault. I'm sorry.
So
Um, I will say I'm kind of glad Sif wasn't in this film because
yes, because she
I
would have been
yeah
killed.
yeah
Me
and
too.
yeah I couldn't actually will hate this film even more if they actually did that. And I
Hmm.
was kind of glad that Sif wasn't there. We just like had like a funny like actor that's playing her in the play, which is fine.
Hmm.
I think that's good. Um, but yeah, I think it could have been a lot worse if Sip was there, and then it just I mean I think that could have been the where I will distrust the film.
Hmm.
So, but thank God she wasn't here because I think it's her being not here just helps you enjoy the film more. I think. Um, Unfortunately, the Warriors 3 were so underdeveloped in the last two, and just I don't know, just yeah. My nitpick will say is the humor undercutting the dramatic scenes. Like
Hmm.
I think
I
because I
agree.
yeah like I get you didn't want to be too serious like Thor: The Dark World, but it doesn't mean you had to overcut it.
Hmm.
Like I think the ending is a good example of that. Like you don't need a joke afterwards. Just let it breathe. Like it is a sad, thing of your home world being destroyed.
Hmm.
But um, I don't know. It's tough. I think like I think it's good that they were trying to be a comedy film and trying to be this cosmic thing, and it's just hard to do to pick up the things from these first two Thor films that people don't care,
Hmm.
like there's things that they don't like, and it's just it's hard for them to do. Like I don't know what you could have done with the Thor, like the Loki being the Owen thing. afterwards if you were gonna make that a big deal in like a Avengers film, but because he was a villain in the first one, it's like, oh, you can't do it another Loki villain plot
Mhm.
again. So here it was acceptable. He was like, I guess he was a good leader after 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Thor mentioned he was like, there's chaos in the
But
realms.
the other realms, yeah, it seemed
Yeah,
like Asgard was doing all right.
yeah.
Uh, but
Well,
yeah, no, he's supposed to be the leader of all nine realms, and he was
yeah, yeah.
kind of having
Um,
fun on one.
yeah. That's weird. Yeah, it's funny when Thor mentions the realms and is like, okay, what realms you're talking about? Like, I never seen them. I mean, few,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's funny to hear that those kind of lines. And then the Jane thing, I mean, it was acceptable. It was good that they kind of like, okay, she's not here. Let's move on. Like,
Mhm.
it was okay to mention her, and like all that. So, I'm kind of curious where they're gonna take the Thor and Jane relationship. It's gonna be like a friendship, and like I'm kind of curious where they're gonna take that in the fourth Thor film.
Yeah, I don't know. Um,
It's and are they gonna do the cancer storyline? That's
that's what I've heard. Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Um,
um, funny that she got cancer. Okay. I forgot that she had then the run that she was the female Thor.
mhm.
Yeah. But that one was also good too. Actually, that was good too. Uh, yeah. What else? The Doctor Strange cameo here. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Love the gloves.
Mhm.
Um. I did like the. I This is a way better magic film than the first Doctor Strange film, and it's I love
Yes.
the beer growing back after Thor
Mhm.
drinks it so fast. I love the gag that everyone's drinking their beers so fast and it's like quick done. Like, oh my god, when Valkyrie when he she tells Thor, okay, tell me your reason and I'll finish this bottle. And like she finishes in like 1 minute, right?
Mhm.
It's so cartoony. Oh my god, I love that gag. But yeah, I think Doctor Strange was great. I love him in this film. It's one of the best like cameo superhero thing we have in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mhm.
It felt like you have a guest star coming in and out. Like that's good.
Yeah.
So
Like they're serving their purpose. It feels like more than just fan service, but they aren't
yes,
like overshadowing anything.
exactly. It felt like a comic book like issue,
Hmm.
and it's like okay, here he's going to this person. Like it's kind of like Spider-Man going to Miss Reed Richards for help.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
kind of like that, and it's great. Oh my god, it's just great. What else? Is there anything else to talk about this Thor film? Um, besides, do we cover
Uh,
everyone?
we haven't talked about Scourge.
Oh yeah, Scourge. Yeah. I guess that's another nitpick. Is Karl Urban? I think he's a great actor. I forget he's in this movie, and
Hmm.
but the weird thing is he's a good casting for Scourge, and I don't
Yeah.
understand that. I don't know. What's your opinion on Scourge? He serves for both, but I don't think you need Karl Urban in this film.
No, you don't need him. The only thing I remember about Scourge, like the only thing that like sticks with me, is the scene in the beginning
Mm,
where he's like showing off all the stuff from the Bifrost.
yes,
Just the line, "Behold my stuff,"
yes.
gets stuck in my head a lot.
Oh,
Um,
the thing that
but
stuck in my mind is when what's that exercise thing he does? Like he does like
the shake weight,
the shake weight. Yes,
yeah.
that always cracked me up when he does it. It's just funny, weird.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. He has funny moments. I I get what they were trying to do with Skirk, but I don't know, like it just I think I'm actually I think one of the things that was a problem with the first two Thor films that this film exceeded was just handling multiple things at at the same time, in the film. Like, yes, the search thing was just not good. Like, I feel like it was like undercooked and it shouldn't be in this film. But it's amazing that Waititi handled a lot of the storylines and characters in this one film, where the first two Thor films failed to do that completely. Like the Thor Dark World had like the perversions, the Earth scenes, and the Thor and Jane Loki jumping around. It's just it's like just not working. And here it's just incredible that everything is working, and then you have this one thing with Surge that's just it's not working, but it's okay.
Mhm.
It's just very impressive. I just feel like we should save him another movie, like to make him more shine. I feel like I don't know, like Kurt Urban should be more than just a supporting character. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, no, yeah, I
Like,
like Karl Urban.
oh my god.
Um,
I
yeah, I don't. Is he? I don't think he's coming back for the fourth one.
Well, he died in this movie.
Oh
I
right.
mean,
Oh man, that's how forgettable he is.
yes, I don't know if you knew, but he did die in this movie.
No, I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, well, it was like a sacrifice, like a noble sacrifice. He
Yeah,
was like,
I remember him going to sacrifice himself, and then I forgot that he actually died. Um,
yep. Yeah,
okay, well,
yep. So, but I mean, if they like they kill off so many of the villains here. Like Hela is dead. Like I don't know
mhm,
where we're gonna get her back.
no, we're not.
No. Well, and Cate Blanchett is too expensive. So, yes. So that's unfortunate, but we'll see. What's funny? I'm looking at trivia, and I didn't realize this. Sam Neill in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and of course he worked with TD before.
Mhm.
It's funny. Jeff Goldblum is in this, and you know what that means. This is Now they're not together, but this is like the first time that we had these two since Jurassic Park in
Hmm.
a film. So and this is before the third one's coming out this summer. So
Yeah.
yeah, so funny that we got two of the Jurassic Park actors in this film. So maybe that's why I like this movie. They has the Jurassic Park actors. Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah. Who I think Kerwin could have been a great Bayway Bill. I feel like, right? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess he still could be, since
Oh,
that'd
that's
be,
true.
yeah.
I mean, Marvel doesn't care about recasting, so they're like, well, nah, you're in this movie, you're gonna come back. Like they did that with Michelle Yeoh and Gemma Chan, and
Yeah,
uh,
they've done that a few times.
yeah,
And Beta Ray Bill would just be a
voice.
like he wouldn't necessarily be recognizable
Yeah,
as the same guy. So
yeah, that's true. And it was gonna be like a motion capture kind of performance.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. One thing I did forget about this. The Grandmaster is the brother of the Collector. It's kind of
Mhm.
fascinating. We didn't see that form in this film, but
Yeah, no, I wish they had done something to like actually establish that instead of just like mentioning it in interviews. But
or like you see him in the credits in Volume Two.
right. Yeah, there's a lot of like hints to it, but they aren't explicitly linked in any of the movies.
Yeah, imagine Jeff Goldblum versus the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that'd be
That'd be
kind of cool.
fun. Oh
Yes, I want that more than anything else.
man.
Yes. So yeah. Oh my god. Love this third Thor film. It's one of the best. Is this like in your top 10 MCU ranking, Will?
uh, don't think so. It might be like Hela, where it's like right on the cusp.
Oh, really? Okay.
Uh,
Okay, that makes
well,
sense.
I'd have to think.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
might be.
So,
No, it probably is. I think I'm thinking of my like list of all Marvel movies. It's almost in the top 10. But
oh
for
yeah,
MCU specifically, yeah, I'm sure it is.
okay. Because um, I I did my top 10 ranking of the MCU films, just the
Hmm.
MCU films, and it actually I pretty much update it and include the third film into the list because I just love it every time I have a chance to see it. I think it's
Hmm.
one of the best. Just it doesn't get tired and just the jokes so work so well every time. Just
Hmm.
and yeah, so yeah, it's I think I put it at number 7 in my list or 8 if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So yes, but yeah, I think that's really it. Is there anything else to talk about Thor Ragnarok? Um, I think we covered everything, right? Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
All right. Well, well, next week. Well, we have 2 more weeks until Moon Knight.
Hmm.
Uh, it's up until Wednesday, I guess. So, what do you want to talk about next week? Next Sunday? Another movie, or where do you want to go next? Um,
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
so, trying to
Any ideas?
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Like, do you want to do another Agents of Shield talk for
Yeah, we can
season?
do that.
Okay, we'll do season 5. I will like finish up my like where I left off for season 5 because I know where I left off, so I'll get to that. So
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah,
So we'll
they're adding it to Disney Plus soon, I think.
yeah, I think
Actually, you might not be able to watch it until.
yeah. Well, it's funny. My relative is in Canada, so I know what you're
Okay.
talking about. If she's in Canada and I'm like sharing, I actually have access to it.
Okay. All right.
Like the Netflix heroes that are gonna come over. I
Hmm.
know yeah, they're coming over to now whatever they're going to be in Canada, Disney Plus,
Hmm.
and I don't know when they're gonna be in the US side. So yeah.
March 16th, they're adding it to Disney Plus here.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, that's weird, but anyway, that's them.
Hmm.
For very like dark and really
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
but
was surprised, but
yeah. Well, and I mean, people spoke. It's like, no, no, no. We want them there. They're Marvel properties. So
yeah, I figured Disney would relegate it to Hulu, but
yeah, yeah. I thought about that as well, but yeah, didn't happen. But
mm,
yeah. So all right. Well, we'll do that next week. Talk about Agents of Shield season 5. Will, thank you for coming today.
yeah,
Uh,
thanks for having me.
yeah, this was a fun conversation about Thor and the third film. And Will, we completed a superhero trilogy in
We
this
did,
channel.
yeah.
Yeah, our next one had to be like Blade because we did the first 2 in last year. So
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
then
haven't seen the third one.
oh yes, I remember that. Oh, that's gonna be a fun conversation.
Mm.
Anyway, so thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. Me will be back for next Sunday for a Agents of Shield season 5 talk, which that's gonna be awesome. Have a nice weekend, you guys, and of course, enjoy the Batman when you have a chance to see that film. Bye.